Hi everybody, Dr. Buck here, and good to have you back again. In today's art journaling session, we're going to take a close read from Matthew the 7th chapter and the story Jesus told about building a house. And then after that, we're going to lay it out on an art journal page using a silhouette design. A silhouette design simply means taking a familiar shape and making it the center or focal piece of your layout. It's a great way to add visual excitement and helps to keep your message simple and direct. So let's get started and take a look at the parable in Matthew and the story of two people building a house on two types of foundation, and then what happens when a storm passes through. The story begins in verse 24. Therefore, whosoever hears these sayings of mine and does them, I will liken him unto a wise man who built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And everyone that hears these sayings of mine and doesn't do them shall be like a foolish man which built his house upon sand. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and it beat upon the house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Now, take your time as you read and then prepare to create your art journal page. When you have the mind of Christ, you have access and insight to how God thinks and feels about things. After reading Matthew 7:24 and the parable of building on a rock and sand, answer these questions. Think about them. What kingdom principle did Jesus reveal in the parable of building on rock or sand? In the decisions you make today, how can this foundation principle strengthen and guide you? For me, the story is about the inner decisions a person makes throughout her day. These decisions can be based on good decision-making skills and takes into consideration the worst-case scenario, as my older sister taught me. She said, if you look for the best and then plan for the worst, you'll survive just about any storm in life you may face. And I have to admit, it worked. When you're ready, let's take these thoughts and infuse them into your art journal page. So what is a silhouette design? Well, first of all, it uses a shape that is recognizable, and you can cluster words around this shape and it is still a silhouette layout. So let's look at our first example. And you'll notice that this is a layout of a young woman. It is given definition by the colorful background. Here's a second example, and again, a silhouette of a person, and then more colorful items are added along with text. And then here is our third example, and this is probably the most simple of them all, and that is the silhouette of a bear, and it's filled with different colors and a pattern. What I notice about silhouette design is its emphasis on inner life. In other words, it's going to present something that shows something about who you are as a person. So let's get started. Get your materials together, a silhouette of an image, get your paper, your scissors, and your glue. So step number 1, get the silhouette. It's important that the focus remain on the silhouette, so let's do that first. Step number 2, place the silhouette on your page, either at the top, the bottom, the right, or left. It's up to you. I put mine in the center. The third step is you can add additional color or text, anything that will provide better insight as to what your silhouette is all about. Don't forget, sign and date your art page. Good work! Here's one that I finished. And as I thought about that parable, I thought about that I want to walk in wisdom. Every decision that I make, I want it to be a wise decision. Next time, we're going to be looking at the type of layout that's called big type. This is Dr. Buck, your visual communication artist at hand and Christian life coach. See you next session. Remember, as God gets bigger in your life, you get stronger.